All right, slightly different setup than normal. I'm in a hotel room in Malaysia. I'm actually filming a movie here as an actor. The video's got to continue, man. I'm almost at 100,000, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about this mic system from Sennheiser. This is the Profile Wireless Mic System, and I've been waiting for Sennheiser to answer to what Rode's got out there with their wireless GoPros and all that kind of stuff, and what DJI has with their Mic 2 and now the Mic Mini. I was excited for what they're going to bring to the table. And they brought something very unique and very different, and actually with some pro features that we're not seeing in those other mics as well. And a very, cool way to store it, man. If you want to put it that way, this is the charging bar where everything goes inside except your cables and your dead cats. Outside of that, your mics, your receiver, your adapters, if you want to plug it to a phone, lightning, USB-C, your cold shoe adapter, all that's inside this thing. But it also doubles up as like a handheld mic as I'm using it right now. And you can actually just have to have one mic inside of this. Here's the other one right here. It's very small, very compact, and very robust, man. This is German-made quality, man. And it has a professionalism to it, which I think makes it stand out amongst the other ones out there. Case in point, the Rode is really nice, but it's a very big mic setup. It's a massive square. So when someone's got that clip to their shirt, if you're wearing a t-shirt, it's flopping all over the place. It's a bit too big, right? DJI has done a great job with their sizing, and I think that's what Sennheiser's kind of done, is to emulate what DJI is doing, is come out with something very small, compact. Look at the size of this thing. It's tiny, right? Very easy. It's got a little bit of weight to it, obviously. You can clip it to yourself. Magnets as well comes with it. The magnets are stored in this too. So you got everything in this charging bar, which is awesome. And you get the Sennheiser audio quality, which is something I love. By the way, I use Sennheiser in my studio primarily. So I have the AVX system that's tapped to my Zoom F6, and I'm recording with the Countryman Lab mic, so it's taped to my chest, right? That's when you see me in my studio and you don't see any mic around me, that's what I'm using. Now, I have my Neumann mic as well on my mic stand that I use sometimes as well, but my AVX is my go. But when I'm out in the field, before this, I was using the DJI mic and now the Mic 2 system because I like what DJI has done. It just makes it so easy to set up and rock and roll. They did a great job with that. The Profile Wireless gives you a lot of those benefits as well. Now, there are going to be some things that are missing that you're going to see in other systems out there, like 32-bit float. This has got 24-bit, but we'll talk all about that in just a second. I do want to give this as a disclaimer. They did send me the mic to review and to keep, but no money's changed hands. That does not influence my thoughts on this. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, my honest feedback. As I always say, my thoughts and my thoughts only. 16 gigabytes of internal recording on each of these small mics here. So that's going to give up to 30 hours of recording if you want that. You have up to 7 hours of battery usage on these things. You've got a lot of time to play around with these. If you want to record something for a long period of time, you're good with this. This is the charging bar as well, so you just plug it in and rock and roll. USB-C port, you're ready to go if you want to charge it on the go. But one thing that this has that you have not seen on any other, I would say, consumer, prosumer 2.4 gigahertz system like this is a 3.5 millimeter TRS metal connector. It's a locking connector. Now we have a Sennheiser mic, you're going to lock it up to this. Now the DJI did not have this. Okay, obviously 3.5 jack, you can plug it into that, same with the Rode, but there's no locking system. This has that, which makes it very nice to use, and it gives you a little bit more durability, a little bit more robustness when you're out in the field. So that's something that I appreciate, and I will be testing my Countryman Lab to this as well in just a minute. I'll just tape it up to myself so you can see how that sounds. But one of the things I like is that. The other thing is the Sennheiser audio quality. For my voice, I have more of a bassier voice with some resonance. Sennheiser sounds really good with my voice. When they came out with this system, I was on board with that, because if I want to go out in the field and I want to match my recording in my studio with what I'm doing in the field, I can do it now much easier with something like this. Versus before, you could obviously tweak and post. You can make it work, just like editing raw photos and from various different camera systems. But with this, it's all kind of based on the same family. So there you have it. Now, also with this system, you do get backup recording, which is nice. So it actually records at a lower decibel. So just in case you're clipping on this, you've got that safety recording, or if it drops out, it's automatically going to kick in that recording as well. So you've got some backups in this, which gives you much more of a pro kind of setup versus just a consumer mic out there that maybe just $100, $150. With that said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try the audio, just clip to my shirt with this, without the lab mic. And then we'll try it with the lab mic, and then I'll probably put it with my DJI Mic 2 so you can see if you can hear the difference between the both of them, all right? So with that, let's go to our first mic test with this clipped alone on my shirt and see how it performs. All right, guys, we are testing out the Sennheiser Wireless Pro here. We're on the Pocket 3. I'm going to compare it to the DJI Mic 2 that comes with the Creator Combo Pack, so you get an idea of the audio quality. Again, this is plugged in via USB-C, so you're going to get that really good audio quality because this doesn't have Bluetooth. So what I'm going to do now is jump into the DJI Mic 2 via Bluetooth to see which sounds better. Obviously, this is designed to work with the Pocket 3, but will the Sennheiser be sufficient if you like or prefer Sennheiser? Let's find out right now. All right, so now we are using the DJI Mic 2 to the Pocket 3, of course, via Bluetooth. Obviously, this is a proprietary connection that DJI has designed to optimize the audio quality versus other manufacturers. But then again, USB-C versus Bluetooth, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Which one do you prefer? Again, if you get the Creator Combo, this mic comes automatically with it. But as I mentioned before, if the Sennheiser is something that you prefer because of the locking 3.5 TRS connection or just the Sennheiser audio quality, you know what I mean? Which one do you prefer? Let me know. There's actually a screw in the back of the clip here. So if you want to mount this somewhere else with that screw hole, you can do that too. So again, Sennheiser's thinking about a lot of variations with this that gives it a really, really good, just gives you a lot of versatility. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try the DJI Mic Mini so you can see the difference between the sound of this and the Mini, so you get an idea of the tonal quality between Sennheiser and DJI. Or if you can tell the difference, let me know. So just so we're playing fair here, I'm just gonna hold the Mic Mini up next to my mouth like this so you get an idea of how it sounds. And as you can tell the difference in terms of size between the Sennheiser and the Mic Mini, obviously the Mini will be much smaller, like the DJI Mic 2 as well, respectively. But yes, this is what it sounds like when it's very close to your mouth. And then if I wanna just clip it on, here it's on my shirt like this as well, so you get an idea of that tonal quality. Again, you may prefer Sennheiser, you may prefer DJI. It all depends on your voice and what your ears tell you, respectively. They're both really good microphones. Again, there's not saying one's better than the other. It's all about choice and what works best for your workflow. So that's the Mic Mini in terms of the audio quality. That was the Profile Wireless before. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try the Profile Wireless with the lav mic to see how that sounds, because you can't do it with this one. The DJI Mic 2 you can, but not with the Mini. And then we'll do some more testing. Let's have some fun. All right, guys, so now I've got the lav mic connected to me here. The cavity of my chest is taped up there. And I've got it locked into the wireless mic system here. And I'm gonna tell you, this locking system is awesome. It is very secure. You could pull this thing, it is not coming out. Now, one of the things to notice is with this, maybe it's just the way the connection is to this. I mean, when you push it, you get a really, there's some tension here, so you gotta really push it in, twist to lock it. You will know that this thing is secure, which is a good thing to have because you don't want a mic that easily just pops out of your transmitter at all. So you want to keep that as secure as possible. And the clip on this is also really nice too. You can clip it to your belt, to your jeans. The only downside is the connector right here, this black bit, is a little bit large, so that would probably jut into you, so I'd probably put it in my back area. But outside of that though, the audio quality is good. Now I'm in a room here, it's not treated room, there's a lot of reverb and echo and noise. So what I'll do now is I'll clean up the audio as I normally do, and now you get an idea of how it sounds when I clean it up, kill the reverb, the noise, add a little bit more clarity to my voice, and now you get a sense of the performance you can get out of the mic once you treat it. Again, think of it like when you're doing photography or video, you know, you're shooting a log, you still gotta grade the image, right? And the same thing with audio. Most people, I mean, professionals will grade the audio, they'll treat the audio, they'll clear it up, they'll clean it up. They will make it sound as good as they possibly can. And that's something that you learn with these kind of things as well. All right, so we are now testing out the Profile Wireless mic clipped to my shirt here. Exterior sounds coming here. We're in the streets of Ipoh. We're gonna walk down Concubine Lane, which actually is a very touristy spot, but just to give you an idea of terms of the audio outdoors, connected by USB-C to the Pocket 3 here. Let me just turn this around so you can see what we're looking at here. And yeah, this is what it looks like here. A lot of cool trinket shops and shops around. Very cool. No, I'm good. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's it. When you connect it via USB-C, you're good. Because that's the only way you can connect this, by the way, because there is no Bluetooth connectivity to these mics, which leads me into some of the things I wish were improved on this. Number one is that I wish there was some sort of Bluetooth connectivity. But again, With DJI, they have their sort of proprietary connection that they use with their mic systems, with their Pocket 3 and with the, let's say, their Action 5 Pro camera system. So you're going to get better audio quality with their mics, respectively, if you versus another mic system out there because of the way they have the integrated system. So, yeah, but I mean, it'd be nice to have Bluetooth regardless, just to have that flexibility. If you want to connect it to your phone, you don't need to use the receiver via USB-C or Lightning, however you want to plug it in. That's one thing. Another thing, let's talk about the 24-bit versus 32-bit internal recording on this, because this was something that I think kind of got people off guard. Like, why would Sennheiser miss the boat on the 32-bit? What happened here? And the reality of it is that most pros still work with 24-bit primarily. 32-bit is great to have. It gives you a lot more dynamic range. It gives you a lot more in terms of your ceiling and your floor, in terms of your audio, clipping and rescuing. But you still can do a lot of that with 24-bit. It's not like you can't do it with 24-bit. You still can. And in my studio, I have a Zoom F6, which does 32-bit float raw, right? So I can record that way. And I used to do my audio all that way. The files were larger. But the more that I researched about audio and learned about it, I realized in the setup that I'm in my studio that's pretty well controlled, it's just, I'm never going to maximize the 32-bit audio. So the 24-bit was plenty for me. And I would get a lot of compliments from you guys on my video, like, wow, what audio system are you using? Your mic system, it sounds really good. I'm using 24-bit to record that. And so while it's great to have 32-bit float, 24-bit is also going to be good for most people out there. Only if you're in extreme situations, and you as a content creator or pro will know when those situations come about, and you'll use the appropriate gear. It's just like every camera, like one camera is not going to be able to do everything for you. One lens is not going to do everything for you, and one mic system is not going to do everything for you. You're going to have a few different systems, and you're going to have to pull out what you need as and when. So you got to look at that respectively. But I think, though, for 90% of what people record out there with these kind of mic systems, this is going to be perfect. And still you get that internal recording. You do get the backup that you can record under this. So it's recorded at a lower volume. So just in case you're clipping or something happens, you have that backup to save you. So, Sennheiser's thought about these options for you to have. So that's my thought on that. But yeah, I do wish there was Bluetooth. That's just my thing. Also, small little couple things, on a couple small things to this that aren't deal breakers. The cold shoe connection to the receiver, it's a little bit, it doesn't lock into the receiver as tight as I would like it to lock into, because sometimes you're going to lock into a cage or on a camera system here, and if it's that hot shoe or that cold shoe is a little bit snug, right? As you're adjusting it, the receiver might come out a little bit, but you can obviously plug it back in. It's just one of those things, right? Also, the magnets. Because yes, you can use these mics with the magnets, but because the clip's so good, you may not want to. But if you do, the magnets are in the back of this charging bar. However, I've noticed that if I'm around something that's magnetic as well, these will pop out and stick. Like my desk at home is a Secret Lab Magnus Pro desk, which has a magnetic top because of the mat. If I put this on my desk, the magnets will pull right out of this and lock onto my desk. I'm like, where's my magnets? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I wish this was locked in a little bit better. Again, not a deal breaker. It's just something to take note of. And if you're worried about it, just put a piece of tape over them. It won't come out. So that's it. Otherwise, I like what Sennheiser's done with this, man. I really do. I love the audio quality out of it. I love the robustness, that 3.5 millimeter TRS locking connection that's metal. Great. I love the backups that they have in here. This charging bar is absolutely awesome to use. It gives you so much flexibility if you're going to be recording or want to interview somebody. It's great. It's there. I don't go into the distance testing that much because I just find it to be a little bit not realistic. Most of the time when you're recording and you want good audio, you want the person to be in focus on camera, not 200 meters away. Otherwise, just do a voiceover and call it a day, you know what I mean? So I think in the real world, those tests, they're fun to do and they're great for YouTube, but nobody records that way. At least in my experience from acting and hosting and working on sets and locations all over the world, never had that happen before, but maybe there's a case I don't know about. But anyway, that's why I don't do those kind of tests. But outside of that, though, this mic system, I think if you like the Sennheiser family, you like that audio quality, you like what they have to bring to the table, this is one of the top three out there, in my personal opinion. Really is. I mean, DJI has really sort of taken this market by storm. Rode's done a decent job, but the Rodes are really big and bulky. But I think the Sennheiser is really in that sweet spot with DJI where they're really neck and neck in terms of the design, portability, charging features. DJI might best them in the 32-bit versus 24-bit, but if you want to use a lav mic, the Sennheiser may be the way to go. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like always, like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Greatly appreciate the support, and I'll chat to you all very, very soon. Take care.